Now, who would want to buy a picture of me? Those are the words of Dave, a homeless man from Southampton, who's baffled by the prospect of someone paying thousands of pounds for a portrait of him.
Dave's portrait is the latest painting by one of the South's leading artists, James Earley, who's donating the proceeds to charity. James is hoping his art will galvanise people to take action to eradicate homelessness. Our Home Affairs correspondent Nikki Mitchell has been to meet him and some of the rough sleepers he's painting.
Can I tell you a story now, yeah? I stayed in a hostel about 18 months ago, yeah? And in the 6 weeks I stayed there, 4 people died, right? And no one gave them monkeys. No, and they really didn't, you know?
We lost one of our other regulars, wasn't it, Charlie? That's why there's a memorial up at the other end of town with flowers and stuff. That was for one of the other lads that died. I don't know, they're just dropping like flies around us at the moment.
James Earley spends a lot of time on the streets, listening to the people he paints. People like Emma and Luke, and Dave.
It started because a few of my friends ended up homeless through mental health issues. And so I got to know the community, and the situation is getting worse and worse. So I thought I could use my job, my creative skills, my art, to help raise awareness, to make the invisible visible.
I was living with my mum, and she passed on, and she's in so much debt they took the house.
Is there any way at all you can apply for a house?
I'm on the list.
How long have you been on the list for?
A long time, years.
Dave's a bit bemused when James asks to take photos of him for a painting, but he tells me it can't hurt, only help.
It's a brilliant idea. It's a good thing. I think so, anyway.
James has a tiny studio. It's in the back garden of his village home on the Wiltshire-Hampshire border.
I spend hours and hours painting, and I really need to know the person. If I don't know the person, then I can't really get any emotion into the work. Dave, as soon as I met Dave, you could tell he was a really warm, caring, gentle guy. Living in the moment, he was just taking in everything that was going by, but not getting too stressed about the situation. He'd obviously had a very difficult past.
Every day is the same, I don't know. You know, I always take one day at a time.
I wanted also to create a painting whereby the moment is captured, and not only the moment, and he was an inspiration, I guess, to live in the moment. I have to paint every detail of my subject, from the zip, from a little bit of material, a hair, because they all tell the story. So that's why I paint in a realism style.
I think it's amazing what he's doing.
It's quite surreal. Like, we've had so many people come and like take photos and things before, but nothing's ever actually materialised from it. So hopefully.
Your father.
Emma's dad died of COVID and her mum's dying of cancer. At times, the responsibility of portraying people's stories can weigh heavily.
It is quite draining, but then it's also uplifting. It feels as though I have a purpose and I'm helping.
James will start work on Emma's and Luke's portraits soon, as Dave's painting is finally finished.
It's quite emotional, and so all that emotion builds up when I show them the portrait.
That's spot on, isn't it?
I tried to put every little detail in it, but it was...
You got my hair did right as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I can't really take it in.
Relief is the word. It's always the most anxious moment when I show someone a portrait.
The painting's now on display in a London gallery, and the proceeds will go to a Southampton homeless charity. Dave's still puzzling, though, over the prospect of someone paying thousands of pounds for it.
Who's want to buy a picture of me?
Well, everyone that's seen it have commented on the eyes. That was my favourite portrait I've ever done. And because of your eyes, just so much in your eyes, you know?
Oh, I love it, yeah. Yeah, taken back. I haven't got the words to explain it, you know what I mean?
Nikki Mitchell, BBC South Today.
I really haven't, you know.
Wow, the detail on that is
so
phenomenal.
Lovely,
Really
just
good.
amazing, just so intricate and just incredible.